Welcome on the Cosmic Atom. This message is not for everyone. If you're seeing this right now, it is because God has directed you here. There's a holy symbol on your hand, the mighty M sign, and you have no idea how much you need it. This is not a random symbol. This M represents a heavenly seal, a mystical code placed on your palm for protection, power, and purpose. It is the key that unlocks benefits. You've simply imagined a barrier against forces attempting to keep you back. But here's a caution. Most chosen ones are ignorant of this holy symbol, leaving their strength untapped and their destiny delayed. If you disregard this indication and continue to go ignorant, you risk losing everything. The doors will shut. Opportunities will go. The blessings waiting for you may slip through your grasp. Time is running out. The spiritual warfare surrounding you is becoming more intense. This end is your lifeline. Your heavenly Jeep will guide you through the mayhem, thunderstorms, and darkness. But you must act immediately. This is not a message to skip or store for later. Please pause this video. Take a breath. The cosmos is communicating directly with you. Hit the like button. This simple deed causes a wave of energy, amplifying the spiritual message. Subscribe to help us achieve 90,000 subscribers and leave a remark with the number 99, which is a strong signal that activates the energy of the 99 sign in your life. A code that ties you to the cosmic forces acting in your favor. Boson 1, you were born for this exact time. You were destined for greatness. Only those who recognize and utilize the name will completely realize their divine destiny. If you're not prepared to accept this fact, you may want to quit viewing right now. But if your soul is stirring, if you feel a strong tug within your chest, remain with me. Because what I'm going to tell will alter your life forever. Use the M, protect your destiny. Your miracle is waiting, but only if you reach out and accept it. Look down at your hands now. Yes, those exact hands that have labored, prayed, fought, and carried the burden of your journey. Now link them together, palm to palm. What are you seeing? An M form emerges, doesn't it? That's not a coincidence, and it is not a random arrangement. This heavenly mark is more than simply a wrinkle on your skin. It is a celestial signature imprinted into your essence from the minute you were created. You were picked. You were marked. You were appointed before you could take your first breath. Science teaches us that our fingerprints are unique and cannot be reproduced across billions of individuals. But the world hasn't informed you that the lines in your hands contain encoded signals. Some are inscribed not just in biology, but also in heavenly destiny. I speak to you not as a mystic, but as a seeker of truth. The M is a cosmic stamp, a heavenly code that indicates your existence was created with purpose, power, and prophesy. You're not ordinary. Heaven's call has left a mark on your hands. God does not mark anything he does not intend to utilize. That M is spiritual affirmation that your life is designed for something greater, something momentous. This world may have attempted to dull your light, undermine your value, or cause you to forget who you are. But now I'm come to reactivate your memories. You were picked. You are marked. You're acquired. And your activation time is now. You're not merely born. You have been sent. You came in this planet with assignments pre-programmed into your DNA and kept buried until the appropriate season. And the season has here. The M on your hand represents miracles, manifestation, and mastery. 3 divine powers are now emerging inside you. Have you felt it lately? A peculiar yearning in your spirit that pulls you towards something better. That is not anxiousness. That is activation. You have always walked differently. I thought differently since things happened before others did. This was not a flaw. It was a preparation. The M serves as a reminder that you were designed to rise as others form. to believe, when others express skepticism, to lead, when others follow. You embody ancient knowledge and wield otherworldly power. You went through hell because heaven was preparing you for the war of destiny. Now is the moment to remember who you are. You're not here to blend in. You're here to disrupt norms, change atmospheres, and leave a heavenly legacy. You were born with the M because the world needed someone like you. Strong enough to endure, intelligent enough to lead, and powerful enough to rebuild. And now, the world is ready. Heaven is moving. Your mark is beckoning you forward. For too long, you've ignored what your own hands have been trying to tell you. They've kept the anguish in. Yes, but also prophesy. The lines you see are not random. They're celestial language, a whisper from the Creator saying, I implanted something in you that the world will need. And what was previously concealed is now being unveiled. Not to everyone, but to those who have been marked with you throughout history. The hands of leaders have held power. Moses divided the waters. Mary held the Son of God, and the Messiah healed via his touch. This same ancestry runs through you, and the M on your hand is not a decoration. It is a statement, a sign from God that states, this one is mine. This one will alter everything. It does not matter where you come from. It does not matter who questioned you. Your hand were picked before your feet ever touched the ground. We live in a time where clarity is few and confusion is prevalent. But God is providing signals to his chosen people. Clear, intimate, and irrefutable indications. M is one of them. You are not simply watching history. You are a future historical figure. Do not disregard the message in your hands any longer. It's time to see what heaven has written on your skin. We're standing on the verge of something miraculous. Within the next 5 days, yes, those who are marked with the M will experience a spiritual transformation. The skies are opening. Divine energy is aligning. And those who are prepared will experience the release. If you felt like everything was on hold, here is your confirmation. The wait is over. Your prayers did not go unnoticed. They've been accumulating spiritual energy in preparation for the moment of release. Over the next 5 days, anticipate surprising improvements in economics, relationships, health, and meaning. The M is lighted like a beacon, and those who have been marked will experience a rush, a heavenly wind propelling them onward. You'll know when it arrives. It will seem like sudden bravery, and answers are flowing in, like the fog is finally clearing as you mark these days on your calendar. Not simply time, but a metamorphosis diary. Every symbol, note down every whisper. Pay attention to your dreams, instincts, and possibilities. These aren't coincidences. These are confirmations. The letter M on your hand will begin to shine in the spirit. And with it, the route forward will finally become clear. You're on a countdown, and fate is arriving quickly. Not everyone has the mark. Not everyone is selected. But you are. You have a frequency that others don't. You have AM because you're supposed to move mountains. This isn't ego. It is the essence. When greatness is linked to a cause, it is not arrogant. And your mission is not insignificant. You felt misunderstood because you spoke the language of grandeur while others echoed fear. You've always looked beyond the time, the agony, and the cacophony that constantly serves as a reminder that you're not here to settle. You're here to shock the earth, move generations, and shine even in the dark. And that is why the adversary has battled you so hard, because he knows how deadly you can be if you believe. But I'm here to tell you that now is your moment. No more shrinking, no more wondering, and no more justifying your fate to others who cannot see their own. The M indicates that your greatness is not imminent. It is already within you. All you need to do now is unlock it. What if I told you the world was withholding something from you? That your hands, which have wiped away tears and bore the weight of your history, contain a mystical secret reserved for the awakened. The M on your palm is not merely a wrinkle. It's a cosmic map, a divine GPS that directs you to your actual purpose. Most people don't glance down long enough to see it. But you're supposed to see and remember. You're not here by chance. You were placed at this historical moment on purpose, not by chance. The M is a symbol. Only those with spiritual sight will comprehend. It signifies you're a missionary. You carry energy that rattles the environment. You bring light into places where others just cast shadows. Walking in alignment causes time frames to alter. That M ties you to Moses, Mary, and the Messiah, not by name, but in substance. You are part of God's remnant, which He has saved for this time. Nobody told you because they didn't see it, but now is the moment to see it for yourself. Your identity is not defined by how others have classified you. It is what God has put inside you. This symbol verifies it. Don't ignore it any longer. When something is supernatural, it cannot be explained by reasoning alone. It must be sensed by the soul and validated by the spirit. Right now, your soul is remembering and waking. Have you ever questioned yourself why you feel like you don't belong? As if you're wandering through existence from the outside, seeing that you were born into a world. You're not entirely a part of that inner agony. The sensation of being distinct is not in your mind, but in your heart. You've always felt different because of who you are. The M on your hand is a hint, a subtle message from the Almighty that you were created to stand out. Your energy has always been ahead of your surroundings. You felt overexposed, seen, and carried. That's because you were not designed for mediocrity. You were designed for missions. The world attempted to make you feel like an outsider, but heaven regards you as a leader. The pain was not punishment. It was a preparation. You were misunderstood because you are more than simply a person. You are a portal, a heavenly channel. Your simple presence might cause a shift, conviction, healing, and eyesight. That is why people either gravitate toward or away from you. You remind them of what they aren't yet prepared to confront. The M explains why you've always sensed there was something more. It's a clue that your differences were intentional. Everything might change for you during the next 72 hours. I'm not saying anything to arouse your feelings. I tell you this because your name is on heaven's calendar. The M on your hand is more than simply a previous landmark. It's a futuristic activator. Right now, prophetic energy is being poured into the planet, and those who have received the mark will experience it first. Expect interruptions, pleasant ones, unexpected calls, startling insight, and long-awaited door openings. In the following 3 days, you will get heavenly information, dreams and messages, déjà vu moments that are not random, but rather organized. The cosmos is communicating, God is aligning, and your spiritual senses are fine-tuned to listen. The hands that previously wiped away tears will eventually rise in praise and determination. But you must be alert. The following 3 days are not for distractions. They are for the heavenly receiving. Set your intentions. Clean up your space. Pray. Meditate. Listen. Keep a record of every insight, because what you get in the next 72 hours might change the course of your life. You don't need to search for answers anymore. They are on their way towards you, and the mark on your palm is an invitation to accept them. Your mark is more than just a spiritual symbol. It's a chain breaker. That M doesn't merely represent fate. It unlocks it. Many of you have experienced financial difficulties, emotional blockages, or social isolation. Not because you are forced, but because you're being positioned. And now the tide is turning. Breakthrough is not imminent. It's already arrived, hovering, waiting for your approval. Everything changes as you understand your own individuality. Your finances start to align. Unexpected favor arrives. People start finding you on You Recognize You. You stop seeking what was never intended for you and start getting what has always belonged to you. The M is a magnet. It attracts what you are supposed to manifest emotionally. Things will begin to balance. Clarity will begin to settle in places where uncertainty formerly existed. Pain will release its grasp. The shattered portions of you will feel beckoned back to wholeness. Why? Because you're finally embracing who you really are. When a chosen one walks in harmony, all aspects of their life must react. Think of your hand as a blueprint rather than simply flesh and bone. The architect of the cosmos has engraved a heavenly schematic. Each line is a prophecy. Every curve represents a signature. The M represents the key. Your life is the message it unlocks. What your palm is telling you right now is this: you are more powerful than you have been taught. You don't need outside validation since heaven has already vetted you. Your hand is the evidence. It is the quiet preaching that you take with you every day. When others ignore you, your hand still proclaims, I am marked. I was picked. I am anointed. You may not have understood it before, but you now do. Now you know why. Nothing about you is little. Even your difficulties had significance. Because your destiny does. This is not a mystery. This is a message. A message stating that your time has arrived. Stop doubting your gift. Stop concealing your lights. Your hand holds what centuries have hoped for. Now go fulfill the prophecy. Your hand had been speaking all along. It is occurring. The floodgates are opening. Not for everyone, but only those who have been marked. For those whose hands scream miracles. You're going to see things you believed were impossible become inevitable. Delays are breaking. Blocks are disintegrating. Miracles are going to happen so quickly. Your spirit will shake with everything. You have waited long enough. You've wept long enough. God heard every whisper you spoke through tears. And now the skies are replying, not in quiet, but with extraordinary loudness. This is not the season for trickles. This is the season for overflow. Expect to get more than one blessing. That is what the M represents today. Multiplication. You are a miracle. Someone is waiting for you. And the miracle you have been hoping for is already in action. Walk bravely. Pray boldly. Act bravely. The floodgates have opened, and those who have been marked are experiencing miraculous acceleration. Do not hold back. Please step in. It's your time. There's a feeling of urgency now. Not dread, but divine urgency. Heaven is saying, I gave you a sign. Use it now. The M in your hand is not a decoration. It's a weapon, a tool, and a map. And you're running out of time to remain in uncertainty. The world is changing rapidly, and those who have the mark must ascend. Your talents were never intended to remain silent. You've been waiting for the ideal moment when you were the best version of yourself. But perfection is not a prerequisite. Obedience is. You're already enough. The mark verifies it. And if you don't act now, opportunities will change. The doors will shut. People allocated to your voice will miss their metamorphosis. Use what you've got. Say what you're called to say. Take the necessary steps. The M on your immediate implies that God has already put all of your needs inside you. You don't need any further confirmation. This is it. The clock is ticking. It isn't too late, but it's time to move on. This is your wake-up call, your spiritual siren. Ignoring the AM now is like turning your back on a treasure map that goes right to the future you've been fantasizing about. You've been shown the sign, which means your next moves are more important than ever. When God offers a sign, it is not coincidental, it is covenantal. The mark on your hand is a contract from God. Ignoring it means delaying your destiny. But once you accept it, everything changes. You alter timelines. You create opportunities not just for yourself, but also for future generations. You become a chain breaker, a cycle shifter, and a legacy launcher. The M is beckoning you ahead right now. Don't let fear stifle your goal. Don't allow doubt to overrule destiny. God provided you a signal because he believes you would react. So we selected one. Respond. Because the actions you choose now affect what occurs afterward. You've been feeling trapped, not because you've been picked, but because you've misplaced the key. The M in your hand is the key, and now that you know it's there, the delays have no more hold over you. What seemed to be blocked is now open. What previously seemed gone is now within grasp. When you have the key, there is no need to push the doors to open. That mark on your hand represents heavenly power. Start announcing it. Begin to activate it. Speak life over your journey. Align with your calling. Release your fear of failing. It no longer reflects who you are. Delay was a part of your process, but fate is your pledge. You were born for movement, expansion, and divine flow. You're not behind. You're exactly on time. The instant you comprehend the power of your mark, your life will begin to flow in divine rhythm. Say it aloud. I have the key. I'm ready. I'm rising. Before your name was ever pronounced, you were implanted in your mother's womb. You were marked. Heaven engraved the name on your hand as a seal of assignment. That indicates your mission is older than your grief, stronger than your doubts, and more powerful than your worries. Everything you've gone through has prepared you for this moment. Heartbreak, solitude, and struggle. Everything honed and shaped you, teaching you how to bear what others couldn't. It is now time for activation. It's no longer about waiting. This is about stepping into your actual identity. You were never designed to live tiny. You were never intended to settle. The M represents your mandate. Now rise. Speak. Heal. Lead. Love. Create. Build. You are the chosen one. You are a miracle. The world has been waiting for you to recall. Every time you look at your hand, you see more than just flesh. You are experiencing the echoes of old power embedded inside you. This M is not just spiritual, it is ancestral. It ties you to a heritage of knowledge, resilience, and insight that dates back thousands of years. The same holy code that existed in prophets and see now resides in you. The universe is now reactivating it. Have you ever felt as if your spirit was older than your body? Your intuition seems to be anchored in something deeper than education or experience. That's because you have more than just DNA. You have heavenly memory. The M on your palm symbolizes that you have been selected to restore the light. In a world blurred by dread and forgetfulness, you aren't simply waking up, you are remembering. This power isn't only metaphorical, it is practical. You'll start speaking, and others will listen. You will enter a room and change its energy. You will write, build, create. Others will have feelings that they cannot describe, but they'll be transferred. Why? Your hands hold the keys. That M represents your permission slip to be completely alive and engaged. There is no longer a need to explain your authority. Simply walk in it. This is your time to respect the ancient in you and the divine pact that is etched in your flesh. Your hands do more than simply labor. They work great. You've been given a unique light, and now the flame is rekindling. Do not disregard it. Don't postpone it. Step into it. You were never wired like everyone else. Deep down, you've always known it. You experience pain differently. You see through falsehoods that others cannot detect. You have always been sensitive, but that sensitivity was not a weakness. It was spiritual consciousness. The M on your palm indicates that you operate at a higher spiritual frequency. Because your DNA comes from somewhere other than Earth, it contains instructions that science has yet to uncover. It is divine. While some followed reasoning, you followed your intuition, while others sought confirmation. You had conviction. You see things in others before they perceive themselves. When change is imminent, you can sense the energy of the places. That is not only emotional intelligence, it is prophetic consciousness. It resides in your body, your mind, and yes, your hands. This spiritual DNA gives you talents, healing, wisdom, leadership, creativity, and resilience. However, it also assigns you obligations. You were never designed to blend in. You were born to stand out and create new standards. You're not here to follow outdated procedures. You are here to create new ones. That M is the holy identification that distinguishes you as a bearer of the future. So embrace your distinction. Stop. I apologize for your view. Stop lowering your light for those who do not grasp its brilliance. You were created for something greater, and the mark on your palm is your spiritual fingerprint, which opens doors that no one else can enter. The world has always attempted to silence individuals who hold truth from infancy. You may have felt silenced, ashamed, or invisible, but this was not because you were weak. It was because you were a threat to darkness. Your voice was light. Your intellect had inquiries that shattered illusions. Your presence conveyed terror, and the systems around you attempted to silence what they did not comprehend. But suddenly something is changing. The M on your hand is being spiritually enhanced. The quiet is being replaced by noises. Your voice is increasing. Your truth is speaking out, and your mission is moving ahead. You cannot be hushed any longer because heaven has proclaimed speech. And when heaven speaks, all fears must be silenced. You may have lost time. You may have felt delayed. But everything they attempted to steal from you will be returned sevenfold. Every instant of silence adds gasoline to your message. Every door that closes in your face will swing open. The same lips that previously questioned your value will eventually acknowledge your brilliance. The M makes certain of it. This is your moment to step up in loudness, presence, and purpose. You were silenced because you posed a danger. But now, you're unstoppable. Use your voice. Say the truth. Declare your vision and let your palm remind you. You are meant for this moment. Think about what you've gone through. The sorrow, the betrayal, the melancholy, the nights when you believed you'd never wake up. And yet, you're still here. You didn't just survive. You outlasted the storm. And it is not luck. That is the hallmark of the divine at work. The M in your palm represents your survival code. It indicates that you are protected, selected, and summoned. Why death couldn't take you. The reason why failure could not end you. Heartbreak couldn't end you because paradise hadn't done with you. The M indicates that your mission was still operational, and God refused to bury you before you flowered. Sometimes we wonder, why me? But the greater question is, why not you? You were made for this. You were born with tenacity that most people cannot grasp. The opponent launched his strongest assault, and it still wasn't enough. That alone should demonstrate your worth. Your destiny is too valuable to be diminished by fear. Let your survival be your preaching. Allow your scars to serve as personal symbols. Allow your hand to remind you every day, I created it. I'm still producing it. And I'm going to step into everything. They said I'd never have the means. You're not only to survive. You are a sign. During a conflict, it is easy to doubt God. I wonder why he would allow this to happen to me. But what if I told you the conflict was between the classroom and the pain? Was the instructor the reason the fire was so intense was because your calling is so important? The name on your palm indicates that you were created to conquer, not collapse. You were not made for easy. You were designed to excel. That is, each conflict was designed to shape you into who you are. You have to lose some individuals in order to achieve insight. You have to travel through the darkness to discover the light. You have to confront your demons in order to fulfill your destiny. But you were never abandoned. You were being honed. Victory does not happen at a single instant. It's an attitude. This is a way of life. The M on your hand does not mean that things will be simple. However, it is a promise that you have everything necessary to win. You do not need extra strength. You must recall your current strength and the struggles you have faced. They were just reminders of how strong you really are. So approach every problem with confidence, because the conflict was never intended to eliminate you. It was intended to expose you. And the M demonstrates that your triumph is not optional. It's preordained. It may have seemed like nothing was happening for you. Regardless of how much you prayed, worked, or believed, the door remained closed. But I want you to hear it clearly. You're never refused, only delayed. And the delay was not punishment. It was preparation, because the weight of what you were going to bear required strength that cannot be developed overnight. The name on your hand is more than simply a representation of a competitor. It is a symbol of divine timing. If God had given you everything too quickly, it would have overwhelmed you. If the door had opened back then, it may have crushed you rather than elevated you. But now, you are now ready. The oil has settled on your life. Your eyesight is clear, and your soul is steady. Consider the seasons of stillness to be like dark, silent soil that is rich with development under the surface. The wait made you more perceptive. It taught you how to hear God's whispers, cut through the noise, and walk even when the road wasn't clear. It taught you to have trust by using your muscles. And now that you've honed the fire, you're ready to hold it. So don't complain about the delay. Thank you. It was about creating a version of yourself capable of sustaining the wonder. And now, due of that precious weight, you're not only qualified, but also frigid and marked. It's indication that what has been planned for you is now ready. The name on your hand is not purely supernatural. It is clever. It's more than simply a symbol of favor. It's a symbol of function. That sign contains a spiritual blueprint, a heavenly program authored by the builder of time. You were created with an irreversible fate, and the letter M represents the strategy's seal. Each present you've received is part of a greater plan. Your creativity, leadership, empathy, and ideas. They're all part of a greater purpose. God does not squander symbols. So if you have been marked, you have also been mapped. Heaven has your coordinates. Your steps are in order. Your deviations have a reason. And the code in your palm proves this. This divine wisdom is unleashed when you align. That implies you must embrace your true identity without fear, apologies, or delay. You are not designed to stray. You are designed to direct. The M is not passive. It is a mission directive. And once you accept it, everything begins to connect. People, opportunities, and insights. You're not just a person. You are a software designed to operate in the system of destiny. The M on your hand represents the password. Use it with trust. Speak with authority. Move precisely. Because when divine wisdom is present, even your mistakes become masterstrokes. Have you noticed how others are attracted to you? How do strangers open up to you? How long do your words stay in people's thoughts after you say them? That isn't charisma. That's why the M on your hand is a spiritual magnet. You weren't placed here to fit in. You were sent here to relocate individuals. Your presence is a disruptor of stagnation. Your energy alters surroundings. People feel seen, heard, healed, and challenged when you show up. And sometimes it makes you a target since you don't always carry light. You bear responsibility. You remind them of the brilliance they have been hiding from. And that type of power is uncommon. However, don't confuse emotional tiredness for weakness. You're not overwhelmed because you are imperfect. You feel overwhelmed because you are overflowing. You've been bearing the emotional burdens of others since your spirit was designed for ministry, leadership, and influence. This signifies that you're a beacon in a stormy world. On your magnetism, channel it with purpose. Speak when led, rest when necessary, and recognize this. When you step into the room, you have a prophetic presence. The atmosphere shifts. because your mark is quite noticeable. It's vibrating. You've lost a number of relationships that meant everything. Opportunities that you believed were the only bits of yourself you'd never regain. But I do want you to hear this. Nothing was squandered. Not in a year. Not 1 minute. You may have lost everything. Dear viewers, your support through Super Chat and membership is the only source of income that keeps this channel running. If you want me to continue uploading valuable content without delays and to stay motivated in providing you with the best wisdom, I need your help. Every contribution, big or small, makes a huge difference. Feel free to donate and support Pure Wisdom so we can keep growing together. Your generosity keeps this journey alive. If you're enjoying the content on Pure Wisdom and find value in the messages we share, I encourage you to subscribe. Based on the latest analytics, 93.9% of viewers are watching without subscribing. By subscribing, you not only stay updated with new content, but also support the channel's growth, allowing us to continue spreading wisdom for the chosen ones. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important message. Let's build this community together.